That sudden noise behind you, the one that made your heart skip before your mind even registered what happened, that wasn't weakness. That wasn't anxiety disorder. That was 200,000 years of survival code executing perfectly in a world it was never designed for. Here's what nobody tells you about fear. The people who felt it most intensely are the reason you exist. For most of human history, night was not rest. It was a gauntlet. Your ancestors slept in open air knowing that massive hyenas, animals with jaws capable of crushing bone, moved in darkness. That big cats hunted in silence without warning. That rival groups attacked camps when visibility was lowest. There were no locks, no walls, no emergency services, just bodies in the dark. And the difference between sleeping and never waking up was how quickly your nervous system could respond to a sound. The people who slept too deeply didn't survive to have children. The people who startled awake, heart already pounding before they knew why, they did. You are their children. That's not a metaphor. That's literally what natural selection did. It filtered for sensitivity. It kept the vigilant ones alive and bred anxiety into the human genome like a feature, not a flaw. So when you jump at a door slam, when your heart races before a presentation, when your mind runs worst-case scenarios at 2 a.m., your nervous system isn't malfunctioning. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. The problem isn't the system. The problem is the mismatch. Because here's what changed. The threats disappeared, but the detectors didn't. Your amygdala, the alarm center buried deep in your brain, cannot tell the difference between a predator and a performance review. It doesn't distinguish between exile from the tribe and awkward silence in a meeting. It processes a notification the same way it once processed a twig snapping in darkness, and so it fires, constantly, for things that will not kill you. Your heart accelerates before you open an email. Your chest tightens before a conversation you've been dreading. You lie awake running scenarios about things that haven't happened and statistically probably won't. This is not irrationality. This is a precision instrument being used for the wrong job. A smoke detector is not broken when it goes off because of steam from a shower. It's just responding to the wrong signal. Your anxiety works the same way. Sensitive by design, misfiring by circumstance. The deepest fear your ancestors carried wasn't predators. It was rejection. Predators were occasional. Social dynamics were constant. Humans survived in small tribes, groups of 50 to 150 people where everyone's opinion of you directly affected your survival. Food sharing, protection, child rearing, all of it depended on your standing in the group. If the tribe turned against you, exile wasn't uncomfortable. It was a death sentence. So your brain evolved to treat social threat the same way it treated physical threat. That's why criticism can feel like an attack on your body. Why embarrassment can linger for days while physical pain fades in hours. Why you can replay one awkward moment 47 times but barely remember a compliment from the same day. Your brain isn't being dramatic. It's running a program that kept your ancestors alive by making social rejection feel life-threatening. Because once it was. And underneath all of it, beneath the fear of predators, beneath the fear of rejection, there is the fear that never fully quiets. Not knowing. Uncertainty was the original enemy. Whether winter would bring starvation, whether the strangers approaching were friendly, whether the sound in the grass was prey or something that saw you as prey. The brain's solution was to assume the worst and be wrong sometimes, rather than assume the best and be wrong once, fatally. That solution is still running. It's why you can't stop checking. Why silence from someone you care about becomes evidence of catastrophe. Why your mind generates elaborate worst-case scenarios for situations that are almost certainly fine. Your brain would rather make you suffer through 10 false alarms than miss one real threat. In the ancient world, that was wisdom. In this one, it's the source of most of your unnecessary pain. So what do you actually do with this? Not fix it, not silence it. Understand it well enough to stop being ruled by it. When your alarm fires, the first move is not to argue with it. The amygdala doesn't respond to logic in the moment. It responds to signals from the body, so give it different signals. Slow your exhale. Make it longer than your inhale. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the biological off switch for the threat response. You are not calming down through willpower. You are sending a physiological message. The danger has passed. Then name what triggered you, not to dismiss it, to locate it. There's a significant neurological difference between feeling fear and observing that you're feeling fear. The moment you name it, My alarm is firing because of uncertainty, not because I'm actually in danger. You create distance between the sensation and the story your mind wants to build around it. Then ask one honest question. What is the most likely outcome here? Not the worst, the most likely. Your brain defaults to worst case because that's what kept your ancestors alive. You have to manually override that default with probability. Most of the things you've dreaded have not happened. Most of the silences meant nothing. Most of the alarms were steam, not fire. Train yourself to know the difference. That sudden noise behind you, that racing heart, that spiral at 2 a.m., that voice that says something is wrong, something is coming, you are not safe. That voice is ancient. It has saved lives. It saved the lives that eventually became yours. But you are not in the dark anymore. You are not sleeping without walls. The threats that shape that voice are largely gone, and it hasn't caught up yet. Your work isn't to silence it. It's to update it. To be the person who carries 200,000 years of survival intelligence and finally teaches it what safety looks like now. That's not a small thing. That might be the most human thing there is. If this reframes something for you, the next video goes deeper into what your body remembers that your conscious mind has forgotten, and why that gap might be the key to understanding everything you feel but can't explain.